All right, welcome back to the MMA discussion board. Today we're talking Daukus versus Blaydes, and of course the state of the heavyweight division right now. This isn't a picks vid. It is just an initial thoughts vid. You can possibly, take something from it if you are looking for picks. But more so, this is about the two heavyweight fights coming up on this card. Of course, we know it's Curtis Blaydes versus Chris Daukaus. Both of these guys took a last loss to Derek Lewis. But, of course, as well as you know, Curtis Blaydes came back against Jairzinho Rosenstruck in September and is now back on the winning trail. This will be the first fight Chris has back um, from his fight with Derek, which happened a little bit after. Um, a lot of people are saying this fight is you know, grappler versus striking match. I don't believe so. I think with Curtis now, he's a much more developed fighter. Of course, he did lean on his grappling as he is a decorated NCAA gold medalist, which he well no well NCJC double A. Well, that's still that's still collegiate wrestling. And he has gold in that. Um, he has that advantage. I don't think that makes up what he is as a fighter. He has a couple of stand up KOs on his record, and both of them took the blunt force from Derek. Derek's a much more polished striker than people think, in my opinion. Like I know he's, it's this swang and bang guy, and of course, you know, we saw him take an L to Tai Tuivasa. But even before then, we saw just how good Derek Lewis was. It took like Ty coming back, getting that shot to really get him. Other than that, that this will be an important fight. We've seen Chris Daukaus talk about how he really wants to fight CB Miocic. With Curtis Blaydes sitting at number 4 and nobody really chasing Stipe other than the rumored Tai Tuivasa and rumored John Jones pick, that could be a reality if he gets past Curtis. Other than that, we also have Latifi and Olenek, the younger grappler versus the more experienced grappler. The younger grappler versus the older grappler. As far as decorations go, I believe Valir has a European gold medal, which, this could be a passing of the torch, whether Olenek agrees with it or not. Olenek has recently come out and said he's not really looking to retire, so he's on his type of this kind of Glover to Sarah run almost. At least he's hoping for this fight, which is cool to see. It's very inspirational to see because he was on quite a streak, actually, in my opinion, before he got on this losing streak. Um, and it's good to see. These guys are showing us that age isn't really the deciding factor in everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming up. It's coming up because as far as heavyweight goes, this is the probably one of the few remaining guys besides Shamil uh, who is still in this division. As we know, heavyweight was in a complete transition. Um, some years ago, Cyril Gahn was not even ranked. Probably not even 2 years ago with that. Cyril Gahn wasn't even ranked. Tom Aspinall wasn't ranked. Uh, Chris Daukaus wasn't ranked. These were the prospects that everybody was talking about. Jairzinho was in the bottom 10. So was Tai Tuivasa. Uh, this division has, and of course we had Stipe as champ. DC was still in the division, I believe. So this division has gone through a complete change. Complete change. Of course, I have a video up on Molly McCann and what that meant for flyweight and how flyweight is going through a similar shift. And I recommend you check that out if you want to see what that looks like while it's happening, or if you want to pick up the signs. The UFC has signed some really good talent to heavyweight right now. So this is going to be another one of those fights. I don't know if because now, I mean, Derek Lewis was just rank one. He's only been outside of rank one. Shoot, maybe I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. I don't believe Lewis has actually ever been knocked down from the top two. Yeah, Lewis wasn't knocked down from the top two, other than when they moved Curtis Blaydes up, and then when they finally fought, of course, you know what happened. But these fights are very important for the division. It's wondering whether or not Stipe will, you know, maintain and be able to bounce back because he's got a lot of young up and comers coming. And of course, I don't even believe they've done Curtis versus Stipe yet. No, they've not. So it's like, you know, that could be next for him. Curtis versus Stipe. I mean, if you want to talk about I mean, it's basically like the same fighter almost, but one of them's younger, one of them's a lot stronger. And as of course, as I've said before, uh, Curtis has that takedown record for the heavyweight division that he stole from, well, stole, but rightfully stole from Cain Velasquez against Alexander Volkov. So it's a lot looking up for heavyweight. As we know, in this heavyweight division, there's the ghost of, I guess, John Jones here somewhere. Is probably right after Cyril, right after Stipe, possibly. I don't know. But the UFC I think the UFC actually ranked him there, but as of late, they've taken him out. And that's not just for that. That also stands for the men's pound for pound. They've moved him all the way from 1 to 7 due to inactivity. And some people might say, "Oh, well, that's not fair," blah blah blah. But actually, there's a time limit on the UFC rankings. You have to be active. So I would say John is getting kind of a pat on the back here when it comes to this, because if we talk about like other divisions or other athletes, Joanna, who has fought way more recently than John, has actually been taken from both women's pound for pound and the strawweight division. We know Leon was taken out of the welterweight division after that year. So, you know, it's just whether he competes this year or not. They're talking about later this year, maybe December or something like that, or maybe I think fall, sometime in the fall. Who he's going to fight, I don't know. He's supposed to have first pickings. I mean, he could have fought. He can fight Francis. He could easily fight. Let's get these division rankings back up. He can easily fight Stipe, and he can pick Gon if he wants to. Gon wants to get back to Francis as quick as possible. The next fight for Gon, I don't know who's having to fight Gon next, but it's going to be a tough night out. But that's about all I got on this. Who do you think is going to win this weekend? Curtis or Chris? I got me personally. I'm picking Curtis. I feel like he has shown a lot more. It's not that I don't think Chris can win. I remember watching Chris in the regional scene coming up, and he's got some good hands, elbows. He knows how to mix stuff in. And this was when his conditioning might not have been as superb as it is now, but the skill is there. The skill in this guy's hands is there. So this would be a nice night to prove, what he has. This is a completely different fighter. This is somebody a lot more well-rounded, which is kind of hard to say with what we saw against Tai Tuivasa with Derek. Like, you know, Derek was controlling him pretty well. He was doing clinch control nice. He was doing all of that well. It was surprising to see completely new version of Derek, if not the version that we know, but he's apparently been doing a lot more conditioning. Uh, but this is a new challenge for Chris. A lot to prove tonight. which is, might be why he is the underdog. And, it would be nice to see if he even makes this a close fight. If this is even a close fight, he could possibly still fight somebody in the top 5. He might get Volkov next. You never know. But what do you guys think? Who do you think wins between these two? And do you think Latifi will beat Alexei this weekend? I think the favorite, I mean, the odds aren't that different because it's like in grappling, the experienced grappler, or at least the older grappler, can at least, like, at some point come back on you. Like, it's something they're gonna know that you're not gonna know yet, or they're used to this. They know that this is the shortcut. This is what they're gonna do. As we're seeing, of course, with Glover, he got the title back. I mean, he got the title from Jan when people pretty much thought, Jan's gonna steamroll him. Now he's gonna be facing Jiri pretty soon. But more on that later. Not to go over the 15-minute mark. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's next. I'll try to get another video up for this entire card on weigh-in day because I really like to preserve my picks. Do pre-weigh-in picks, then post-weigh-in picks, because weigh-in day, fight day makes a big difference. A stark difference in who you pick to fight, or who you're going to pick is going to win. But thank you for watching. Seeing a lot of you responding on the Twitter page and stuff like that. And just let me know what you think. Thank you guys. Have a good day.